Robbie Capito on the right. And as always, each match starts with the lag. I'm Cal Boys. Joining me for this match, his very first match, Gabriel Lowe. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Carl. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. This fantastic opportunity to get to be in this amazing atmosphere, amazing environment, and watching the quarterfinals right up in the best seat in the house.
Yeah, and what a match you are about to sit in and watch as Johann Chua gets the first rack underway. It's a race to 11. Johann Chua he's been in a little bit of a rush this week. He has brought a newfound game to the game of 9-ball. He's decided he's going to run around the table. Of course, in situations like this, he is not going to do that. But what he said in the interview a couple of days ago when I spoke to him is, he said he used to get a little bit nervous when he played slow. So now he's decided to speed things up. I think what he means is when he's running the balls out. So he's just going to get on with it, and it's working well this week.
Yeah, Carl, it certainly is. The form that he's been on recently is been electric.
Played safe. Capito has got the jump cue. Well, he's looking at the jump, but that's not easy. He's got to jump over 2 balls. I'm surprised at this. I feel like the kick shot would offer a little bit more of a guarantee. He's got to land the cue ball on the one here, so he's playing the pot. Yeah, he's sticking with the jump cue. I thought he might have changed his mind. So the cue ball is going to land on top of the one. He's trying to pot it in the bottom left. Well, that was a good effort indeed.
I was watching a game with Robbie Capito yesterday, and he made 3 or 4 jump shots in a row. His jump is fantastic. I can see why he just chose not to take the kick instead.
Well, you talked about the jump cue, and I think we're going to see another one here.
There's really no hesitation about it. He didn't even line up the kick shot. He just went straight for the jump cue.
These are the situations where it's very sort of difficult to call a particular shot he's playing. He's done well there. I believe that was his idea, to try and hold the cue ball around the brown 7 area, but it's never easy to control the one ball. The one ball was close to the rail. It was always going to fly around the table, but first rack, it's all about the jump cue.
Now Johann's going to show his prowess with the jump cue.
You were talking about you watched Capito. Did you watch much of Johann's games this week?
Yeah, he appeared many times on the list live, 2 times on the live stream in fact, and he's been playing really well. I also followed his SEA Games run. He's potting well, he's running well, and his newfound speed has certainly upped his game level to a different level.
Potting the one ball is going to be made a little bit harder because of that ball that's impeding his bridge hand. Oh, he was going to scratch then as well, but it's a foul. He must have just flicked that ball. The referee was right there watching, so it's going to be ball in hand. Not the ideal start. That can knock one's confidence, that, because at this level you fancy potting that ball. I'm not saying it was easy, but he would have fancied that. Now Chua has ball in hand.
At this level, Carl, I think with ball in hand, for these professionals, this should be a 1-0 lead for Johann Chua.
That's a confident young man. Would you clear the table?
A bit
You
of
would.
hesitation.
Come on, you would. You played in the qualifier to get in this event. Was it in this club?
Yes. It was held 2 weeks before the start of the actual APF Asian nineball event. It was held on, I think, 14 different days. So we had 14 different qualifiers.
How did you get on in the qualifiers? We know you didn't qualify, but did you make a good account of yourself?
Not as good as I wanted to be.
Also, you're not happy with your
No.
game.
But certainly good to know what I can improve on and how I can become a better player in the future.
Well, watching games like this is sure to improve, so you've got the best seat in the house, that is for sure.
Yes, definitely. That's why I'm so glad to be here.
Speed of this shot is key, and he has done well. It's so easy to under-hit that shot and leave yourself a tricky one, which he kind of has a little bit, but he's down quick, so he must be able to avoid contact on the 9. Actually held the cue ball too well there, didn't he? But he's getting down quick. Where's the cue ball? I think it's going to hold up, but it's going towards the corner. There you see Johann giving it a good look, and after about 3 or 4 jump shots, Johann Chua, he's off the board. He wins the first rack. Ladies event started yesterday, so that event is well underway. If you want to see how that is panning out, you can head over to digitalpool.com, and I'm sure the scores will be updated more frequently now there's less matches.
Yeah, coming right to the... Oh, sitting down there will be Amber Chen, or her Mandarin name known as Chen Xiahua. So recently, before this Asian 9-ball tour, she actually won the Canada 10-ball Predator 10-ball Open. Had a really thrilling shootout with Alison Fisher in the finals, which she won 4-3.
And she's the girlfriend of the man breaking in rack 2. Now we are playing the 3-point rule, and he's made 3 points. Something we don't see much of on our TV screens, the 3-point rule break, because it can be a little bit confusing. So I'll just do a quick explanation. It is very easy to understand. You get a point for potting a ball, and a point for passing that white line that you've just seen on the table. The head string, or the kitchen line it's known as in the game of 9-ball. The ball doesn't have to stay in that section, it just has to cross it so it can go in and out. And as long as you score 3 points on the break, that is deemed a legal break. Now I know what you're thinking, why do we do that? It's so the players don't soft break, because you can really just tap the balls. The wing ball floats in the corner, and it starts getting a little bit silly.
Especially with this template that they're using, this soft break can really, really hurt.
So Capito broke, and this is basically what has been left after the break. Game of pool, you never know what the balls are going to lay like. That is the beauty of pool. That is what makes a pool player, because you never know what's going to happen after the break. The break shot is basically just the start of the rack, and sometimes you get a nice split, sometimes you get a complete mess, and it's all about dealing with what you are faced with.
So Carl, with that being said, I can assume that you're a fan of the wooden rack over the magic rack?
Actually, I'm not. Because the wooden rack, or a triangle, when you rack the balls, there's too many gaps in the rack, and certain gaps will determine if it's a slug rack or a bad break, or sometimes the 9 goes straight in the corner. So I think the template is a fantastic addition to the game, because everyone's getting a good rack then. It's not you got a good rack, I got a bad rack. Everyone's getting the same rack. So I like it.
Surprising to hear from you. I thought that you would prefer a wooden rack, since you prefer the unpredictability of the balls laying out.
Well, this week we're playing with one ball on the spot. I believe that will change in the future. APF, great bunch of people this week to work with, it has to be said. They really understand what's going on. Matchroom pool have come on board, getting involved, so stay tuned, big things will be coming. Capito with a break and run. In rack 2, one apiece. Yeah, the guys at Asian Pool Federation really looked after us this week. My first time in Singapore. Gabriel, do we know who these lady players are? This is all new to me. Take it away.
I honestly, this is a Korean player in the background, and you can see Amber Chen shooting, looking to make it a second tournament in a row win for her.
Yeah, so Amber Chan is the girl at the table there who's about to play the Orange 5. She has just beat Alison Fisher in a big major in Canada. So she's just flown in from Canada. She's trying to snap this one off. She's the girlfriend of Robbie Capito. I wonder if they're keeping a little eye on each other's match, because she's playing quite close to this table, so I'm sure they're having a little nosy, but they've got to focus on the job at hand. Could be a good week for them too. Plenty of money, plenty of trophies. Oh, that is a cardinal sin at this level. Whenever you break and send the cue ball into the bucket, that is not good. So ball in hand for Capito.
Not something you see very often from Johann Chua, especially at this form he's playing in. I think this is the first time all week he has scratched in the side.
Yeah, and when you're sat in your chair now, you're just fuming with yourself. That is one of the worst things you can do. We've all done it.
A little bit of trouble on the 2 to the 3 ball here. With a small space to land on for the 3 ball, so probably that's Johann's only hope. And it's probably what Robbie is looking at right now.
Yeah, and this lies into what I was just saying in the previous rack. Sometimes the balls are just sat very nice, and that is what we call a road map between us pool players. It's where basically you shouldn't really miss the finish, but now, as you've just alluded to, from the blue 2 to the 3 is where things may get funky. Well, he's going to have to come with a good shot here, I believe. He's going to have to play this on a high ball and really get that cue ball bouncing into that top rail. Probably doesn't need any spin looking at that. Looks like he's got an angle there where he can just aim centre ball, I believe, and get this cue ball moving back down. This is not easy. Watch outside pocket.
It's worked out well for him. I thought he would be leaving an angle to stun right down for the 3 ball, like putting the cue ball next to the 6 ball and stunning right down for the 3 ball, but
maybe he's going to lock him up behind the 8 ball now, because he can't pop this 3 and hold for the 5. Looks like he can. 3 ball in between the 8 and the 9, but the flick on the 8 is a disaster for Capito. He might have to play this into the top pocket, you know. Just because if he plays it into the side, I don't know if he can avoid contact on the 6. Plays it into the top corner, he can get back. Yeah, and that's what he has done. All that because of where the 5 ball was. That's why he played it into that corner. It was the more difficult pot, but it was the easier positional play. And now this rack looks over and done. Just take care of the position on this next shot now. Get on the 8, and the mistake there from Capito is going to cost him rack 3.
well, but in an alternating break format, maybe it won't be as punishing as it will be in a winner break format. especially he could just break and run the next rack and he could just tie up the score at 2-2.
So it's 2-1 to Chua. What an interesting day we've got lined up here. Still plenty of Filipinos left. Good to see the young guns, the rising stars of the game. We're used to seeing over the years the legends, Efren Reyes and Francisco Bustamante. Of course, Carlo Biardo, our current US Open champ. The Moscone Cup. What a tournament that is. November the 30th through to December the 3rd. Limited tickets are available at matchroompool.com, and they are only available because Matchroom Pool have added another 250 seats to that arena. So get yourself to Vegas for the Moscone Cup. And while you're there, get yourself to Harrah's Resort in Atlantic City, one of the most prestigious events on the pool calendar, the US Open Pool Championships. Carlo Biardo defending his trophy. Can he retain it? October the 10th till the 15th. Have you been to the US Open before?
No, but it's something that I really want to. I'm looking forward to going one day.
Well, get on your phone, get on the website, buy a ticket, man. What's up with you? What a phenomenal tournament the US Open is. Such a good vibe. And last year was the first time we went to the Harrah's Casino, and I was a little bit worried about the fans through certain sessions. Come the weekend when it's the finals, of course the fans will be there, but I thought all week, every session, you could walk around the arena and get up close to any table you want, and it's such a great vibe. And look at this break from Capito here.
I think with Matchroom taking over the US Open, it certainly elevated the event to a whole new level. And many players are looking forward to going to the US Open and trying to make a name for themselves there.
Yeah, that event is packed with history. Used to be in Virginia. It was run by the Berman family, Barry Berman. I played in that event in Virginia. How many times did I play? I think maybe, I want to say four or five maybe, something like that. And we always had great fun there. Barry Berman, what a character he was. He owned a big pool room in Virginia. I think the largest pool room in America, and we had some great fun. Can't really discuss what type of fun it was on TV, of course, but we had some laughs there, and he did well, really. We used to make fun of the event to a certain point of view, but when I look back, it was good times. And obviously Matchroom Pool, they got the rights off the Berman family, and as you said, they've took it to new heights, and the production that Matchroom bring to events, and can't wait for that one. It's just around the corner. Capito will be there, of course, trying to win his first US Open. Can he win the Asian 9-ball this week? I believe he can.
So Carl, what's your favorite for the event? Who you got?
Oh, who have I got from the quarterfinals? That is a tough one. I think the way Johann Chua has been playing, the way he's sort of beat his opponents with big score lines. Struggled a little bit last night against Jeffrey De Luna, but he said after the match that it was tough to play Jeffrey. Coping, he's still there. Tricky, isn't it? It's tough to pick. Who are you going for?
With the form, I think I'll go with Johann Chua. But as a underdog, maybe a dark horse, I'm looking at Naoyuki, who's actually lurking in the shadows, not really being featured much. Yeah, I think he stands a good chance at it. I mean, anybody at this quarterfinal stage, has a potential to go all the way.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Naoyuki, he beat Chang Yulong yesterday, so he's obviously playing good and commentated on that match, and he ended up closing the match out really well. And
let's not forget, he was 6-1 down, and he came back.
6-1 down, amazing. Capito's just drawing that cue ball past the middle. That is a shot you see on a pool table a lot. Cue ball's on the rail, but should pose no problem. And there is the 9-ball. This match is all squared. It is now a race to 11. Let's not forget, from the last 32 onwards, we moved away from race to 9. So this match is nicely poised. It's 2-2. And a break and run.
Yeah, just like what we called just now. You know, he could just easily break and run. And getting to this stage, all their breaks are fantastic, phenomenal breaks, using their cut break.
This is the ladies event that started yesterday. We're going to show the final tomorrow on the TV table. So even though we're not showing any of these matches, you will get to see the final. So all these ladies are battling out. 32 players started. Who is going to be there tomorrow in that final?
Right, just now was actually her name, the female player was Charlene Chai. She's actually the wife of the owner of this pool hall.
Wow, that's amazing. That's why you're in the box, to tell us information like that.
So Johann has got an opening shot on this 1-ball. Probably the 2-ball is the only problem in this rack, with there's no clear pocket to pot the 2-ball.
Yeah, he's going to get adventurous with the cue ball here. He's going to get it fizzing around the table. The 2-ball goes in the right centre, goes in the left centre, and it goes in the top left pocket. So he's only got 3 pockets to go for. Here you see the cue ball spinning. Watch the spin here. Needs to hold up. Does it pass the 3? Tough to see. I don't think it does, you know, does it? Oh, it's very tight. He was trying to play for the right centre.
Oh, you saw how easily he made the cue ball draw back there. I think with the Filipino players, their cue power is really second to none.
That shows how that ball was so tight. Just flicking the 3. Got away with one, but I'm sure Capito will just be happy to be back at the table. And this is one of the most difficult things to master on the pool table, because you've not got that many balls when kicking. So he's kicking off the top rail, and after contact he's trying to get the cue ball to nestle in behind the red 3. This is difficult.
A good hit there on the 2-ball, but he's left Johann with a shot and could possibly tie him up again for another, trying to get a ball in hand so he can try and clear this rack.
Yeah, Capito was trying to get the cue ball behind the 3. Wasn't that far away from achieving that, but the way this 2-ball has come up next to the 7, it means he's going to get another visit to the table. This needs to hurry up a little bit. He's underhit this ball. Both players having a little look there to see if he's left a potting angle. If he pots this in the middle, he can't get position, so he may go long. Was never going to be easy, but it's a chance that's gone. You have to mark that down as a chance, and he's left the pot here.
So far, the first 4 racks has been kind of scrappy, but I think it's just the nerves. Once they settle down, and I think it'll just be business as usual for Johann and Robbie. They are such good players.
Yeah, and this is the first quarter-final, so as a pool player, I'm not saying they're thinking about this, but the winner of this we'll have the rest of the day off because semi-finals action tomorrow, so that would be nice. Get your match over and done. Then it's lunchtime. Go and see a bit of Singapore. Get yourself to the theme park. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, Carl, but a sneaky suspicion tells me that they won't be going out to see the theme park. They will just be taking lunch and coming back here to practice for the semi-finals tomorrow.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Johann Chua's nickname, do you know?
He's known as Bad Koi.
Oh, you're a true pool fan. Well done, but he's just missed the 5. That was bad. Never mind, bad Koi. Oh, he's fuming with himself.
Both players not settled down yet.
This is an interesting one. To get back on the 6, he'd like to go rail first. But the 7 ball, he knows may come into the line of the path. He may just have to take a gamble here.
Yeah, Carl, I think that's the only way he can get the cue ball back up to the 6. Because hitting it directly and trying to come back, I don't think that's possible with the angle that he's presented with.
So just catch the rail first, then pop the 5. Cue ball will spin round, it'll go near the 7. Doesn't want contact on the 7. Oh, he's done well there. What a shot he's played there. Shot of this match so far.
That could potentially settle him down.
Cue ball's coming round nicely. Centre-ish of the table for a nice angle on the 8. Decided to come back over to the same side of the table as where the cue ball was. Some players may just float down the other.
He's landed a little short there, but I don't think there's a problem for Robbie.
So it was a beautiful shot on the 5 to spin the cue ball round. That's helped Capito take a lead, 3-2. And he'll be breaking in the next rack.
So currently at the table we have Jessica. She's our Singapore #1 lady, and she's currently down 3 racks to 1 against Amber Chen. Always not gonna be an easy game for her, but supporting Team Singapore.
Yeah, unfortunately no Singapore players are left in the men's side of the draw. Lucius Yap, unfortunately, is not here anymore. He will be disappointed. He would have liked to have gone deep, made it to the final day here. Well, tomorrow, the final day, but certainly made it through to the quarterfinals in his home club. Capito to break in rack 6.
So he'll be targeting the 7 as the wing ball. Wing ball didn't drop.
Yeah, it got flicked away at the last minute, didn't it? And it's a dry break, but it is also an illegal break because he didn't make them 3 points. Of course, Chua will not be handing this back. He can hand the table back on an illegal break, but where this 1 ball's sitting, that is never going to happen. Quick glance at the table. 3 ball looks like it's the only real problem. may not be a problem if he gets the right angle on this 2. Looks like he's got a bit of an angle there.
I saw him lining up a 3 ball to the center pocket.
Landed a little bit short. If you can see the potting angle, it may be okay. 4 balls down here as well. Oh, and he's missed the pot, so kind of carried on from where he left off against DeLuna last night. We've seen him running around the table, beating everybody up, but that was on the outside tables. Maybe Chua is a little shy to the cameras.
Yeah, I think he's not used to the environment of the TV table. Maybe he needs some time to settle in a bit. So Robbie looking to thin this 3 ball and send the cue ball back down to the 4 and 9. He's hit it a little too thick. It was quite interesting to see actually. Just now the 3 and 9 combination was actually straight in, and Johann didn't even consider taking the combination.
Yeah, maybe he's not quite thinking straight yet. Done a fine job there. That was a good safety. Capito's gone for the jump cue. That seems to be a common trend with his game. He can kick off the right hand side rail, I believe, just after. Yeah, he can go that route, but doesn't seem to be too keen on kicking. I'm not really sure what he's trying to attempt here. Yeah, to me this was just madness. I don't really see how he felt he could hold the 3 ball. We've seen it in an earlier jump shot. The 3 ball bounced up and come all the way back. If he'd have banked the 3, he wasn't on the 4. I feel like he's missed a trick there.
Yeah, certainly. I think that the kick shot there was certainly more favorable in getting a good outcome for him. Given the way the table is laying up, there's not much cover where the cue ball is.
Oh, look at this for a shot from Chua. Loaded that up with left English. What a shot that was. Just get the feeling Chua's waiting to try and light that spark where he can really just start running around the table. It's going to be awkward when you play alternate break. It's hard to get in a rhythm, and obviously it's very stop-start because you don't get to keep breaking. But if he wins this rack, he will be breaking in the next rack.
So certainly Robbie will be hoping to keep him off his rhythm and to try and take this game.
Yeah, that is 3 racks all. Johann Chua is going to be breaking in the next, and he's yet to get a break and run. He'll be looking to improve that in rack 7. We're just going to take a look at the other tables in play. This is the ladies event that started, the Asian Women's 9-ball Open. And Gabriel's going to give you some score updates.
So right here we have table 13 where Charlene Chai and Katrina Wan Kakai. Charlene, which is the boss of the wife of the boss of the pool hall, is actually up 4 racks to 1.
Which one is Charlene?
Currently at the table now.
Currently at the table, so she's leading 4-1.
And the table next to her, Chen Xiaohua, is actually up 4-1 against Jessica Tan.
Back to the action. Chua to break. 3 racks all. This is what he's been waiting for. This is definitely the break that he's been looking for, that has eluded him so far. Still early days in this match, of course, but all the balls are sat there. Just a quick glance round. 4 ball, a purple 4 to the green 6. You feel like it would be the only shot where this rack may go wrong for Chua. And it's going to be very easy at that. It's just trying to find a spot in the table where something may go wrong.
Certainly would be the 4 to the 6. With a small aerial land on, I think that's probably the key ball in this entire rack.
He wants to be on a similar line to where the cue ball is now, even lower down the table. He's just looking if he should swing this ball round and play for the 6 in the other pocket.
Hoping to play low, short reel, long reel.
Yeah, he's decided to do that. That's okay. Cue ball needs to hold up. I think this is going to be fine. Yeah, nice shot indeed. This is the speed he's been playing at this full event, but it's very easy to do this when you're getting the opportunities. This has been the first break where he's had an open look at the ball and he's going to notch up his first break and run. And there it is, break and run for Chua, 4-3. Johann Chua is a rising star from the Philippines. Mosconi Cup, 30th till the 3rd of December. Please, if you are a pool fan and you have never attended a Mosconi Cup, you must tick that off your bucket list. It is a phenomenal atmosphere, it really is. Nothing else like it in the world of pool. A few tickets are remaining, matchroompool.com. It's in Las Vegas. Who doesn't want to go to Las Vegas? At the Bally's. Can Europe win for the 3rd consecutive year? I'm sure the US fans are going to bring it. It's going to be an exciting week. Johann Chua was born in Bacolod, Philippines. He's a 2-time All-Japan champion, won that event in 2015 and 2017. Robbie Capito, I believe, was also born in the Philippines, but he represents Hong Kong. He does have a shot of the 1. He can pot it. Maybe needs to use the bridge or get a extension on the cue. That seems to be a thing the modern day pool player does. But can he hold position for this 2? If he can't, he's got to try and find a path to come around them balls at the bottom.
So Carl, looking to maintain your 100% record for the Mosconi Cup as vice captain?
Well, actually, breaking news, there's no vice captains this year.
No vice captains?
No vice captains. They've gone back to the old days where there's just a captain. Maybe the captain will pick a leading player as a vice captain. I've been sacked.
So the captain is still Alex Lilly.
Captain still Alex Lely. US captain is still Jeremy Jones. So there will be no vice captains. I'm not sure if this is 100% true, but maybe the captain could lean on one of the more experienced players as a bit of a vice captain role.
So for US, it's pretty clear that that would be Shane Van Bonen. But
Yes, I believe it would be Shane.
how about Europe? Anybody's got their slot?
The only player that's made the team so far is Joshua Filler. He's guaranteed in. And for US, it is Shane Van Bonen. After the US Open, another 2 players will be in both teams. So that will be off the rankings, of course. Top 3 on the European order of merit. So the top 3 highest on the Matchroom pool rankings. And the top 3 Americans on the Matchroom pool rankings will be straight into the team. Then after that, obviously the captains get 2 wildcard picks. They can pick who they want. So Alex, you can even pick me, seeing as I'm not vice. They can pick who they want, but I'm sure they're going to pick players who have had a good season or have got good records in the Mosconi Cup. So we'll see. That's down to them. Capito has won 3 racks. 2 of them racks have been from a break and run. This is off the break as well, so he's holding his serve very well in this match.
I guess this just gives us a glimpse of how he made it to the quarterfinals of this event by breaking so well, maintaining this break and run trend that he's having.
Well, if you can notch up 7, 8 break and runs in a race to 11, you're going to take some beating. You really are.
Yeah, certainly.
So this 9-ball for 3 out of 4 break and runs. And to tie the match up, it's 4-4. Both players holding their own in this first quarter-final match here for the Asian 9-ball Open. (21 years of age, Robbie Capito. Gabriel, you're familiar with this lady player at the table?
So right now, this on the table is Li Wu Jin. She's won her game yesterday, I think, in quite convincing fashion. And however, she's finding, I think, hard to get it together today. She's currently down 5-0 against her Korean teammate and counterpart Han So-ye. Looking to get her first rack on the board.
It's been good to watch some of the lady players play. Obviously, we're used to seeing Kelly Fisher. She's having a great season. Obviously, the legend Ali Fisher, Christina to catch from Europe, Veronica, Ivana Skova from Germany. They're the ladies I'm used to watching, so it's been good to not only watch some of the men players who I've not seen, but also some of the lady players as well. It's a legal break, and he's got a shot at the 1. Opening shot, he's got to get from the 1 to the 3. Anywhere on that centre spot of the table, and he's going to have a shot.
Not having it easy, Johann Chua. Having all the racks that he's having to clear, always has this one problem ball that he has to solve in order to clear this rack.
Yeah, and once he solves that problem, it kind of sets up the rest of the rack nice and easy. The match can change though. You just, oh, he's overdone it. It looked like he'd overdone it. just started to miss a few balls. A few uncharacteristic balls as well. He's not going to be happy with that. He's in disbelief. That's why he's still stood up. He's thinking, what have I done there? Can Capito catch the rail first to flick this ball in? All depends on how much of that 6 ball is sticking out. May have to try and swerve the cue ball a little bit as well.
Could Robbie capitalize on Johann's mistake?
If he doesn't pop the 3, but he does flick it off this back rail, he may hook Chua because of where the 8 and the 6 is. No, the cue ball hit the 4 and the 3 stayed over, so Chua's got away with one there.
This is the second time that Johann got away with a mistake.
Cue ball needs to slow down. It's flying off the rail. Doesn't want to catch this rail. If it lands on this rail, it's going to be awkward. I think he can play it in the side and run 3 rails. Cue ball will come back in a similar path to where it is now. Bounce off that rail, back into the centre of the table. There you see, right off that rail there. For the second time of asking, can he get the job done?
I think from this position, you're certainly favouring him to getting out from here.
Using 3 rails there, that's just offered that guaranteed position because he's coming into the line of the pot.
You get the sense that Johann is trying to alleviate some of the tension by stroking it a little harder, banging balls in.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of pool players do, and I think when you're practicing before a match, I've seen quite a few players hit the balls hard, just trying to get that muscle memory back in the arm. You know, they've played a lot of pool over the years. Someone like Johann Chua, still a young man, but he's played countless amount of hours practicing and cash games over in the Philippines. Capito born in the Philippines as well. Just getting himself a little sweet or something there. Bit peckish. Let's have a look how Capito's girlfriend is going on.
So currently, Amber Chen is up against Jessica Tan from Singapore. Currently up 4 racks to 2, looking to make it 5 racks to 2 with this rack.
Needs the 1 ball to hold up. I don't believe he can pot that. I think he can see the edge, but I think the potting angle is not there, and that picture says it all. He can come off the edge and put the 1 on the top rail and try and get the cue ball in behind the 2. Getting distance is more important here. You might not get behind the 2, but make sure you get the 1 on the top rail and make sure you don't scratch. Make sure you don't scratch. Well, he's hit the ball a little bit too thick. He wanted the 1 on the top rail. That's bounced out a bit too far. What can Chua do here? This match has been neck and neck all the way. Chua won the first. Chua went 2-1 up. And Capito went 3-2 up. Chua went 4-3 up, and now we're at 5-4. So no one has had a 2-rack lead yet. Gone for the pot. What a shot that is. Where's the cue ball? It's going to get a bump. Has he got angle? He's got a little bit of something to work with. Can he get this cue ball moving? I think he can.
With Johann's cue power, I'm confident that he will get it back up to the 3 ball.
Yeah, what he's done there is he's just pointed to his cue because he's going to draw this ball back off the bottom rail, back onto the side rail where he stood, and he knows the path. He's going up towards that 8. Oh, he's changed his mind. Is he going forward? Yeah, he's decided to go forward. Oh, he's just got there. Just missed that 5 ball. Another good shot. Filipino pool players, they really do have all the shots. Probably their weakness, what I've seen over the years, would maybe just be potting balls. Maybe consistently potting balls. If you look at Joshua Filler and Jason Shaw, you know, them guys, they don't really miss many balls. Carlo Biardo, he's a good potter of the ball, but we've seen in this match, Chua's missed a few, and listen, you can't have it all. They've got all the shots and the shot-making ability, the vision, the kicking. Maybe now and again they just miss. They don't miss many balls, but just maybe 1 or 2 more than the guys I've just mentioned.
Probably the only thing that's holding back Johann Chua.
At last, somebody takes a 2-rack lead, and that man is Johann Chua. I think Capito's having a timeout, so that is a good time for myself, Gabriel, to also have a timeout. We'll be back in a few minutes. Get yourself a drink. Chua 4, Chua 6, Capito 4. Chua's going to be breaking. Can he get a break and run? He's only had 1 so far in this match. Capito's had 3. One ball has just found its way onto the top rail. It can cut in though. He can actually cut this ball in. Next ball is the 3 ball. But the natural path, he's just running down into a few balls, so he's going to have to play this with some sort of spin. The natural path, when we talk about that, is basically when you pot a ball and you hit the centre of the cue ball, where the cue ball runs to, that is the natural path it takes. That is something that any beginner should really work on first, understanding the natural path of the cue ball. So he played it with a bit of left spin to try and avoid balls, and he's missed another ball, so he's missed about 3 balls so far.
That's probably as many balls as he's missed in the entire tournament so far.
It was never going to be easy, but it is a missed pot.
So is Robbie looking to capitalize on Johann's mistake and trying to make the game tighter and hopefully with a break and run next game, leveling up the score.
anywhere in the centre of the table. That just leaves a nice angle, sorry, to come back down. Robbie's also playing quick. He's a naturally quick player. Very much a rhythm game, his 9-ball. A lot of the times when you're running out, you can kind of just get on with it, really. This has been an enthralling match. It's our first quarter-final of the day. Both players are here to play. They have not disappointed. Capito pulls one back as he trails Johann Chua 6-5. And he will be breaking in the next rack. Let's give you a few score updates from the ladies. 32 players are in the ladies event, the Asian Women 9-ball Open. We will be showing the final tomorrow.
So following the Amber Chen game, Amber Chen is now 6-3 up on Jessica Tan. Li Wujin fighting back, 3 racks in a row now at 5-3 down. And Charlene Chai up against Hong Kong's Katrina Wan 6-2. Here you see Amber Chen looking to break and seal the match off.
Back to the action.
Robbie could really use a good break right now to tie the scores up at 6-all.
There you see he's got a shot on the 1-ball again. This break is a lot more predictable than other break formats we use. The players constantly trying to play a cut break and get that 1-ball up near the corner. And it does prove to be quite successful a lot of the times. And the opening shot looks okay. There you see, holding for the 2. 3 to the 4, and then he should be good to go.
But one thing Carl noticed about the cut break is that there's always that cluster of 4 balls that's next to the 9-ball. Would that prove to be a problem to these players?
I think it all depends on where they land. They're still quite open, even though there is a cluster there. And that cluster is usually because the players are not breaking that hard. They're playing like a soft cut break. They can't hit it too soft because then they might have an illegal break. And we have seen a few illegal breaks that will come because sometimes you do hit it a little bit too soft. He's just going to roll up past the 5, it goes in the side. Wants to keep rolling though. He needs an angle, doesn't want to land straight or funny on this 5-ball. So he does have an angle. If the cue board had kept rolling near the headline string, he may have stunned over to the other side of the table. That way the 9's never coming into play. Now he does have quite a steep angle on this, but the main thing is he's got an angle. Now he's guaranteed to get up table for the 8.
Not looking to hit too high up on the long rail, maybe on just above the center pocket, at the first diamond, so that he doesn't land too straight on the 8-ball.
There you see the angle taking the cue ball up. Cue ball's coming down nicely for this shot that you see so often on a pool table. The 9 should always really stay around that spot unless it gets kicked off a random ball. Capito staring this 9 down the barrel as he pots it in the heart of the pocket to tie the match back up. He was 6-4 down. It is now 6-6. He notches up his 4th break and run of the match.
So Carl, have you been impressed with the standard of the Asian players this week?
Overall, yes, there's a handful of players I'm aware of, players that I've seen play in the big majors in Europe and in the US. There's a few players who I've seen here that I've never seen before that seem to have a bit of a talent, even a player coming up later on. The Filipino, the elder Filipino of the 4 that are left. He looked to play a decent game yesterday. We've seen him on the feature table.
He featured against the Bangladesh national player. He won 9 racks to 2 that game. Played a really solid game on the TV table.
Yeah, he looked very tidy indeed. This is the first match of the quarters.
So Johann with an opening shot on the 1 ball here.
He's got a tough match coming up though. Loro Bongai was the player I was talking about. He's playing James Aranas. Obviously I'm familiar with Aranas, not familiar with Bongai, his opponent, but very tidy player. Anthony Raga's playing Naoki Oi. I have heard of Anthony Raga. I've played him once a few years ago, but he doesn't seem to travel overseas yet. Maybe looking for a sponsor or something like that. So out of the 8 players that are left, it's only Loro Bongai from Philippines who I was not familiar with.
Actually, back to Anthony Raga, I think his most notable achievement will be one of the China Open when he finished runner-up against Wu Jiaqing.
Yeah, he is more than capable, and hopefully he can start travelling around the world playing in the big events, because he is very talented. And Chua's about to notch up his 2nd break and run of this match. This one has got the feelings of an absolute classic. It's been fantastic so far. 7-6 Chua. Well, we have a couple of results from the ladies.
So going through to the next round, our first qualifier will be CueSports from South Korea. She has picked up a 7-3 win over Lee Yishen. And Lee Woo-jin in the background, coming back 4 racks in a row to make it 5-4 against Han So-ye.
Wow, she was 5-0 down in that match. This lady that we see with the white shirt on now, who's just broke.
Hong Kong player Katrina Wan down 6-3 against Charlene Chai. And Aloysius' girlfriend Sylvania Liu on the hill against her counterpart from Indonesia, Kenny Terza, 6-1. Another result has come through. Amber Chen has beaten Jessica Tan 7-3. So back to the action. Robbie Capito looking for another break and run to make it, to tie the scores up at 7-7. He has a fantastic, brilliant opening shot here on the one ball. Easy layout here. I think he's favourite to clear this rack and tie the game up.
Controlling the one ball very well. And this is why he's giving Chua a good run for his money in this match.
Seem to land on a little bit of the wrong side of the two ball here. He will want to land on the other side so he can just stun over for an easy three ball. So nice angle he has on the three ball here to go up for the purple four ball.
Cue ball's going to be coming back over to the same side as the black 8 ball. Doesn't want to bump the 8 and hook himself. Yeah, so he comes above it. Nicely done.
Besides that two ball in the very early rack, I don't think we've seen Robbie made any unforced errors.
No, I think out of the two players, there'd be a case for saying he's been the better player. Not by much. Chua's just missed a couple of tricky pots, and they were tricky pots, they weren't easy. He's missed 2 balls, maybe 3. And he had that poor scratch in rack 3 where he just sent the cue ball straight into the side pocket, Chua. But overall, Capito, well, he's been phenomenal. But the break has helped him. He's been breaking good. He's had some good splits. That might not always be the case. This is what happens in a pool match. The first half of the match can go your way, and then right at the end it can switch up and you're faced with the tricky ones.
Another result came in. Sylviana Liu, Aloysius' girlfriend, has won 7 racks to 1 against Kenny Thurza.
I wonder how many of these lady players are dating one of the male pool players. How many have we got there?
Actually, there's another one. Giona Christine Chua is actually Johann Chua's wife.
Oh my word, this is unbelievable. Why are you telling us this now? So Chua's wife is competing right now. She's trailing 5-3. And Capito's girlfriend is competing. So there's definitely 3 or 4 that are dating each other. Why not? That makes life a little easier.
Isn't that great that you have your counterpart traveling with you, competing with you, and practicing with you all the time? So Hong Kong's Katrina won. Down 6 racks to 3. Oh, she's missed a 6 ball. Giving Charlene an open opportunity to close out this match.
Yeah, the other table, the girl breaking there, the lady breaking there is Han Sui.
Han Sui, Han Sui has won another rack to take her to the hill. She's now 6-4 up against Li Wujin. After losing 4 racks in a row, she has finally taken one to get to the hill.
This is the pace where now and again you're going to get a dry break, but this has worked out okay. The 7 needs to stop. Johann at the minute in the opening 14 racks just seems to be getting slightly trickier layouts off the break. The balls are split nice here, but he can't avoid contact on the 8. So he's got to try and judge something here. He's got to try and vision where the cue ball is going to go. It's going to be difficult, so he's got to try and edge his bets, take a percentage. Capito's 5 break and runs from his 7 racks.
Wow. That has really kept him in the game. So I think Johann's looking to hit the right side of this 8 ball to send the cue ball down.
another missed pot. And that has come from the fact that he didn't like where the cue ball was going into that 8 ball, and he's forgot to pot the ball.
Yeah, I think he was so focused on trying to hit the correct side of the 8 ball to get the cue ball back down that he took his eye off the ball, took his eye off the pot, and he's left Robbie with a chance to take 8-7.
Big shot coming up.
Another score update from the ladies' side. Japan's Yoki Hiraguchi has won 7 racks to 4 against Kim Bo-jeon of South Korea.
Yeah, you can also keep up with the results yourself if you don't want to keep listening to us. Digitalpool.com, all the information's on there, the bracket of the ladies. I'm sure you've been following it. Oh, he's finally missed a ball, proving tricky to get on the 2 ball for both players. That's his first missed open shot at a ball. Is that going to prove to be costly? Got to swing this cue ball round. He's going to try and get the cue ball where his hand is. That little area now. This looks good. That is exactly where his hand was.
What a nice shot played by Johann Chua to control the cue ball into that small area.
Capito has already grabbed his break cue. He sat there with the break cue. He feels like this rack is over. And we all do when we're sat playing a game. You feel like, you know, your opponent's going to run out. Now and again, something crazy happens, but I'm sure he feels like he's about to go 8-7 down. Cue ball finds the back rail. That leaves a beautiful angle. Chua's already down on the shot. Chua finally wins the 15th rack in this enthralling match. Both players missed the 1 ball, but it's Capito who it's cost as he trails Johann Chua 8-7. Things are not going too well for Chua's wife. She trails 6-3.
So Singapore's Charlene Chai has came through with a 7-3 win over Hong Kong's Katrina Wan. There you see Lee Woo-jin on the table against Han So-ye. 6-4 down in a race to 7.
Yeah, this is a battle of 2 friends. I've seen them eating dinner together. They're staying in our hotel. They're always together, so I'm sure this is not easy for them too. It's never easy playing a friend. But the girl at the table, the lady at the table, has made a match of this. She was 5-0 down. That's a good safety shot as well. So a little bit of a battle. Bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights.
Capito 8-7 down. Missed a long 1 ball. He's breaking. 5 breaking runs so far. 5 out of 7. Can he make it 6 out of 8? Needs a shot on the 1 ball. Things may change. He's had a lot of luck on the break regarding the splits.
Oh, what a roll there he's got.
And it's still going, and he can get on the 2. I think he can just cut this in. It's probably a little thinner than what this camera angle always gives us. Usually the overhead tells a better story when it's so close like this. But he can definitely cut this ball in. It's all about, can he get enough right hand spin to get it down near this 2 and hold it. How thin is it? Yeah, he's okay. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And where that stopped, that is also perfect, because now he can just float the cue ball up and run the cue ball past the 9, and then he's back in prime position, or he can play it round the 2 back into the middle. It's up to himself. That's what he played.
He's probably looking at the 4 to the 5 because he wants to be on the right side for the 5 ball. so that he can just easily draw back up the up table or stun the up table. Because if he lands on the wrong side, he's going to come into contact with the 9-ball.
You know how to play this game, don't you? You little
I mean,
dark horse, aren't you?
saying is one thing, executing. Look on his face tells us he hasn't landed on a favorable angle.
Yeah, if he draws the cue ball back, does that mean he's drawing into the side pocket? He may be able to put a bit of something on the cue ball, like delayed draw, change the angle. Could leave the cue ball where it is. That would leave a pot on the 6. That's going to make getting on the 7 a little weird. So big moment coming up here now. We're approaching the time of the match where it's okay playing well for 14, 15 racks, but the last thing you want to do is make a huge mistake now. He played a delayed stun shot there, just kind of that helps the cue ball draw up the table.
Brilliant shot by Robbie, and he looks in a good position to take this rack and bring it to 8-8. I mean, this has been the theme of the game, right? Robbie break and run, Johann making a small mistake, but Robbie failing to capitalize on the mistake.
Well, he fires the 9-ball in at 100 mile an hour as he ties the match up once again. Are we going to see a Hill Hill Classic? This match is 8-8. Yeah, you've heard us talk about the Moscone Cup many times. Limited tickets are available. Head over to that website you see right there, matchroompool.com. It was sold out, but more seats have been added. The demand is there. It's in Las Vegas. The fans want to see if the USA can get the cup back. It's been 2 years. 2 years it's been in Europe due to COVID.
So here we have Amber Chen, fresh off her 7-3 win against Jessica Tan. She is now supporting her boyfriend, Robbie Capito, that is currently playing on the TV table.
Maybe she's doing an Instagram post updating the fans with her result or something.
She's quite a popular player in Taiwan.
Maybe she's shopping with all the money she's winning. Maybe that's more favourable. Chua to break. 8-8. It is now a best of 5. Race to 11. Here comes the 1-ball. Couple of shots to play here. He's got to get a nice angle on the 2. If he gets good on the 2, getting on the 3 is going to be easy. So first shot's a big shot for Chua. 2 to the 3. Well, 1 to the 2, and then the 2 to the 3 is where this rack is going to be won or lost.
Will you consider playing the 3-9 combination?
Let's have another look. No, maybe that's why you're sat next to me. That won't be his first intention anyway. It may change depending on what happens here, but yeah, the opening shot's gone wrong. And we've seen this time and time again. Capito's having the easiest split off the break, but he's still getting the job done. He's had to play a couple of nice shots, but every time Chua is faced with a little bit of work to do, he's not really doing a fine job of it, is he?
Yeah.
And that is why he's only had 2 break and runs.
Oh, he's looking to send the cue ball right into the cluster of the 3, 5, and 9. Sniff a cap.
Now we've seen Capito jump at every possible kick shot, and he may have to jump at this one.
I think with the black 8 ball there, it's a bit hard to jump this.
Well, I think if he does play the jump, he's going to try and jump and maybe go in behind the 2. So rail first. All depends on how much of this 2 ball he can see.
I mean, I know many of the players will actually be looking at a long rail, short rail kick to thin the 2 ball towards the 6 ball and send the cue ball back down. But Robbie is so efficient with the jump cue. Oh, you could see he's left it for Johann.
That's the 3rd jump shot he's played in this match where I just feel like he's relying on a bit of luck, because he wasn't trying to kick him behind it there, because he hit the 2 ball too full. So I don't actually know what he's playing. I don't know what he's trying to achieve off the jump shots he's played. Now Chua can cut this ball in. How do you get on the 2 ball? Maybe we may see the 3-9 combo. He wouldn't want to play that shot just because you'd like to be right behind the 3, dead straight, because it's not a dead straight combo. But if he pops this ball, how does he get the cue ball over?
I think it's, at this point in time, you just got to play what the table is offering you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can he come up and down in a straight line and play the 3 in the side? Doesn't want the cue ball on the rail. What a shot he's played there.
Safe to say that Johann doesn't like to take combinations.
This is what I was kind of talking about. The end of this match is where these big shots really count. Can he capitalise? Oh, he's come with 2 absolute beauties.
Brilliant shot by Johann.
8-8, and he's been faced with a tricky table, and he's really come with the goods. He's not out of the woodwork yet. Still got to take care of these 5 balls. Oh, wants the cue ball to slow down.
It's overdrew that.
Adrenaline.
Starting to kick in the nerves.
This will be okay, even though it finds the rail. It's all about the angle. It's down quick, so he's looking good here. 2 big shots he's come with there. Plays the cue ball off 2 rails. That gives him a big margin for error. Only good thing for Capito is he will be breaking in the next rack, so he might be 9-8 down. But he's broken ran the last 3 racks he's been at the table. 9-8, brilliant rack from Johann Chua.
Do you think the story of this match would be any different if the format of the break was a winner break format?
Yeah, maybe Capito may have won by now. It's tough to say, but when the break's easy and these players can break the way they've been breaking, if you play winner breaks, someone's going to run a serious package. Carlo Biardo there, the man on your screens with the US Open trophy and the green jacket. What a win that was last year. Can he defend his title 10th to 15th of October? Get your tickets at matchroompool.com. Get yourself to the Harrah's Resort in Atlantic City. That event is not far away. Can Biardo retain the title? Back to this table, one of his fellow countrymen, Johann Chua. He's been involved in a fantastic match here with Hong Kong's Robbie Capito, born in the Philippines, representing Hong Kong. 9-8. Capito to break, trails by 1.
We brought up Carlo Biardo just now. He featured in a
Always looked a bit soft. Yeah, it looked a bit soft, and that's what I was saying right at the start of this match. It's all right doing the cut break. It's an easy break, but now and again, you can just not give it enough pace. And all these break and runs that he's had, 6, right at the final hurdle, has it come to cost him this match.
And those are starting to get to him.
Yeah, and that's exactly what that is. That's just a little bit of nervous tension You just don't hit it exactly how you'd want. Needs to take care of this 2-ball now. He's got a little bit of a big angle, so he's going to have to float this ball in. Hold for the 3 in the opposite corner. You see where he's aiming on the cue ball? He's going to play a little drag shot here.
Johann is so good with his shot. Oh, commentator's curse.
Well, the pressure is getting to both men at the end of this match. Fair enough, Chua has missed a few balls, but what a big ball that is to miss, to put himself on the hill.
You think if he had a closer look and maybe he slowed down a bit, you think he would have made the mistake?
I think, I understand him playing quick when all the balls are there, because he feels like he clears the table more often than if he's playing a bit slower. But I think certain shots where it's a big pot, it's the shot that is essentially going to win you the rack, or it's a safety shot or a kick. I think he should be a bit more conservative. He didn't rush round the table there to it, but I know what you mean. He could have just maybe took a little bit more time. Build yourself up for the big shot.
Maybe spend a little more time on the 1 ball instead, also.
Yeah, maybe you're right as well. All the ladies' matches from the 11 AM session have finished. So this is the only match that is left in the arena, so all eyes will be on this match.
So we've got our final result from the 11 AM ladies session, with Singapore's Suvin Ng edging Yuan Ran 7 racks to 2.
Needs an angle on the 7. He needs an angle on the 7. Can he force it through off 2 rails? Yeah, he's dead straight. Maybe just got a tiny one. This is not ideal. He's got to be careful here. Sometimes you can follow the cue ball in the pocket. He's aiming low. Is he drawing the cue ball all the way back? Watch the side. Watch the side. He's actually done amazing there.
Shot there.
Pinched the pocket, didn't he? Actually cheated the ball purposely to get the cue ball out. Anyway, it was the missed 2-ball from Chua. What has give Capito this chance to tie the match up. Yeah, nicely done. Played that with loads of spin.
So Robbie is very happy to be able to take this rack after the illegal break. Something that we've not seen very often from Robbie in this game.
The match is all tied at 9-9. It's now going to be a race to 2 to see who can book their place in the semi-finals. Who is going to do it? It's so hard to tell. Chua will be breaking, so that is an advantage to get on the hill first. Confirmation of this scoreline as we sit right now, 9-9. Next up, Chinese Taipei legend Ko Pin-yi, former world 9-ball champ. He's playing Japan's Masato Yoshioka. After that, at 4 p.m, Laurel Bongay from the Philippines. Very impressed with his game. He's the only player out of the 8 that I've never seen or met. He's a very good player. He's playing the youthful James Aranas from the Philippines. That's at 4. And then at 6 p.m, Japan's character Naoki Oi. He's playing the young gun from the Philippines, Antony Raga. What a match of pool we have got for you today. Chua to break. It's 9-9. He would love a break and run to get on the hill.
I think that graphic just now just showed you how strong the Filipino contingent is.
Is this illegal? It's not. You could see the 4 has just crossed the line. There you see the overhead. He's potted a ball. The 1 ball crossed the line and the 4 just broke the line. Any portion of that ball breaks that line, it counts as a point. doesn't have to stay in that section. It can go in and out. And that is the danger with this cup break. We've seen an illegal in the last break, and for a minute, I
It
think
was looking
Chua,
like it was going to follow that trend.
yeah, needs to miss the 8 ball. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done indeed.
Could Johann come with the goods when it matters the most?
Wants to be careful here because he's not that tall and he's kind of stretching over that 8, so you just got to be careful playing all ball fouls. Some events in America, what you see, you can actually hit the 8 ball and just put it back. That's madness in my world, but that's what I've seen it over the years, not in professional tournaments.
In fact, in his native Philippines also, they play many of the games are played with they don't have this all ball fouls rule, so they can just put the balls back.
Yeah, and what they do over there is in arranged matches, I've been over there and I've played and I've seen them. They have a guy walking around with some talcum powder and they make little marks in case that happens. First time I went over, I thought, is this a joke? Is this a wind-up? Nicely done there to miss the 8 ball.
But it's that kind of environment that has shaped them into being the players they are today.
Yeah, I mean the Philippines, you would have to say it's strength in depth. One of the strongest countries in the world that play 9-ball pool. This man is one of the best to do it. Landed a little bit short, wanted to be higher. That would have meant natural position on the 9 is guaranteed. Now you never know. Whenever you're sending the cue ball back up to come back down, you just never know, it can go wrong. And especially at 9-9. Here comes the cue ball. What's the pace like? Oh, the pace is absolutely splendid. This 9-ball for Chua's 3rd break and run, but it might just be the biggest of the match because it's there and he is on the hill. He needs 1 more rack. Capito needs 2. Capito will be breaking next.
How likely are we to see an all-Filipino final?
Well, I think there's 4 Filipinos in the draw from the last 8. We're not shocked to see that. Usually when there's a host of Filipinos in a pool tournament, one of them plays a part.
10 came to Singapore and 4 are in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and there was a few in the last 16 as well. We lost Biardo. I think we lost another 3 in the last 16. I'll have to double check that. Capito represents Hong Kong, but born in the Philippines.
Carl, you want to make a guess who came with the biggest contingent? What country came with the biggest contingent to Singapore for the Asian 9-ball Open?
I'm going to say Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam came with 18 players.
18 players. Capito is eyeing the break up. You can see the concentration. Last break was illegal. This looks a little soft, but the balls are moving. Where's the 1 on the 6? Is it a combo? It is a combo. Wow.
Robbie certainly had some good favour on the break shots. But he still played the part. He's still been clearing all the racks he's been clearing. Only missed 1 ball entire game so far.
That is correct. He's played very well in this match. The long miss 1 ball. He played a poor safety in rack 3, which cost him the rack. And then the illegal break.
You notice something interesting about Robbie's cueing is that normally we have a back pause or a front pause. Robbie doesn't really seem to have either.
So he does it all in the same motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is unusual.
You can see actually how he's feathering here.
So pay attention to his cue. So when he pulls it back, there's no pause or pause at the front. Maybe a slight pause at the start, but I know what you mean. Usually there's more of an exaggerated one from from the beginning of the shot or at the back.
I know Christina Takac plays with a front and a back pause.
A long pause as well.
Wow. I don't know how she maintains her focus through the entire game playing like that.
This gives you a better view, so let's just have a look. Yeah, it's not a long pause, you're right. I thought it was a little longer at the beginning, but it's actually not. I prefers the pause at the back.
Personally, I go with a front pause.
That's why you sat next to me. You need to pause at the back.
Or not pause at all. Maybe you can get to the quarterfinals.
Yes, maybe the semis, because if he wins this rack, we're going to see what all pool fans around the world love to see. A one rack shootout to see who books their place into tomorrow's semi-finals. Playing this with left, got to be careful. Sometimes you can get too much into the cue ball and overrun position. How's the pace? It's good. It's very good. What angle has he got here, though? If he's dead straight, would that mean he's drawing back near the centre? I think he can just miss the centre pocket, but it's obviously a little bit close, so this is going to be a little bit testing for Capito.
Under this kind of pressure, it's not the kind of shots you want to be shooting.
No, and he's been up and down a couple of times, so he's got to pot this clean where he wants, otherwise the scratch is on. Well, the scratch was on, that's why he's left this long 9. This is a tester.
This looks similar to the shootouts that we've been having. Are you a fan of the shootout?
No. Terrible idea. When I played, I thought it was a great idea. I was up for it, but now I'm involved in the media. I think it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Oh, it's gone in the heart of the pocket. What a shot from Capito. He's held his nerve and he's notched up another break and run to take this match to a one-rack shootout. It will be Chua to break in the decider. Seven break and runs out of 10 racks for Capito. Unfortunately, he won't be breaking in the decider. He's going to sit and hope Chua gets a messy table. Chua's got to be careful he doesn't break illegal. Going back to your question about the shootout shot, when I played, when I was on tour, I voiced my opinion quite a lot, surprisingly, to yourself. And I always thought the shootout would be good because I always thought it'd be quite unfair. So for in this instance, if Chua was to break and run and Capito doesn't get a shot, which it would be unfair. However, Capito will have done that to many opponents. In this instance, because the break is laid out to be very easy in this event, the likelihood is a break and run percentage-wise is going to happen more. But when you're using a tough break, like what we're seeing at the European Open, that percentage is brought right back down a lot. And I want to see somebody miss the ball, play a bank shot, a jump shot. Yeah. So now I work on the media side of things. I hate the shootout.
I understand what you mean.
But as a player, when I played, I liked it. So, anyway, back to the match. Chua to break, 10-10. Oh, and he's not done the cup break how he wanted. It was a little bit flat. Wow.
But something tells me that's not the last you'll see of Johann Chua for this tournament.
You don't think Capito clears the table?
Something tells me no.
Okay. If there was a shootout, we're not going to see what we're going to see now. That's my whole point. Yeah. I want to see this. This is exactly what pool is about. Can Capito hold himself together? Can he clear the table? Not just pot a long ball in a shootout. I mean, what's the point of that?
Pool fans want to see pool action.
Yeah, everybody loves to see a one-rack shootout. Yeah. This is why we watch the game. Can he get from the 2 to that 3? And then from the 3, he's got to get up table for the 4. It's decision time for Capito. Does he try and get real close to the 3, or is he going to try and find one of them gaps? Is he playing this hard? He is playing it
Seems
hard.
to underrun this 2-ball. Landed perfect. Actually, there was a tournament format in the US I watched before. When it's heel-heel, they need a 2-rack advantage to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I've played a part in one of them tournaments before, but what's the point? Just play one rack.
For more drama, they want it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're sat watching this and we're enthralled. You know, we're talking about this match. We're not even a fan who's watching, so the fans watching this. And I'm sure there's a few people dotted around the arena. Obviously, it's a closed-off event due to the COVID rules. But everyone's in this room is watching to see what happens. And this is why we want a sudden death rack. He had to take a gamble. It wasn't so much a bad shot. Maybe he could have tried and found a gap. He took a gamble and he's not on it. He's tied the 6 up. Chua is going to get back to the table.
Is he looking to thin the 3-ball on the left side and try and find cover behind the 7-ball?
You could just see his eyes glance over to that area. He'd like to just run that 3 up near the 5 as well. He's overrun it. He's not left a pot, but he's clearly left a piece of that ball.
Now he must be so grateful for the 6 and 9 being clustered up, legend.
What's he got here? I know Capito was disappointed in his safety. Rightly so. You can see from that lovely camera angle all the balls he could have hid behind. But I suppose sat in his chair, he's got to think he's a strong favourite to get another shot in this rack.
I don't see any attacking options that Johann's faced with here.
Is there a cross bank on though? If there is, I don't know if he can hold the cue ball up towards the top. So, maybe the cross bank is on. Maybe the double hit is there as well. Anyway, we'll see what Chua comes up with. He's the one who's behind the shot. Doesn't look easy to get safe as well. Yeah, what he's done there is he's trying to find the top rail. Use the 8 as a stopper to block the pot. Even if he didn't achieve that, he will have known getting the cue ball on the top rail would mean Capito can't get back for the 4. So he's just biding a little bit of time.
Do you think the 6 and 9 cluster affected his decision?
I think maybe helped his decision as well. Capito's trying to get the cue ball back over to this left side. Bump this. Oh, he's trying to play thin. I thought he was going to play that fuller off 2 rails back out near the 5.
But it's worked out well for him. So Johann's faced with a kick shot here on the 3-ball. I think nobody kicks the balls better than the Filipinos, the world.
Kicking into an area where he feels the percentages are stacked on his side. He seems to be not too happy with that, but doesn't look like he's left the pot, does it? It's hard to see from that camera angle for us, but I don't think he's left the pot. He can obviously see a little bit of the 3-ball. Yeah, there you see, you can see that little edge. But I think Chua should be happy with the outcome.
Do you think he would consider playing a short, kicking on the short rail first and sending the cue ball up?
Yeah, it's an option. It's definitely an option.
He's looking at it right now.
Because he knows if he sends the 3 into that side rail or even glances the 7, he's going to come back. Now I've got a question for you. Do you prefer the shoot out, or do you prefer the sudden death rack?
I prefer the sudden death rack.
Yeah, this is exactly why. We're seeing both players play shots. We're seeing the game, the kicking, the safeties, the pressure.
And the drama here just speaks for itself.
Yeah, the one rail kick. That's exactly what you call Gabriel. That's exactly what he played. You're going to make a good commentator. This is always a tricky shot, Gabriel.
Oh.
Yeah, and the double kiss was there.
I think what Johann was looking at was an attacking safety where he would send the 3 ball up and let the cue ball break up the 6 and 9 cluster.
Yeah, when the full distance and the object ball's touching or nearly touching the rail, you do see that double hit. The 6 and the 9 have been broke out a little bit, but I think the 6 is still tied up. I still don't think it pots in that bottom right. That's going to be for a later date anyway. Capito can see an edge, but this has got to be thin. If he hits this thick, the cue ball will run towards the 6 and 9 and may bump them out. So this is a thin one. 6 ball's good.
Oh,
What a shot.
Played that brilliantly.
What a shot that was.
So now the pressure is on Johann to come up with a good kick shot on the 3 ball.
Yeah, and he's trying to hit the bottom side of the 3 as we look at it. Looks like he can go one rail.
Yeah, I think he's going one rail. And honestly, I favour him to get a very good outcome from this kick shot.
So let's watch where the cue ball is. He's trying to hit below the 3.
Oh!
Yep, it was
One
always
pot.
going to be on. Wasn't playing that, but he will have known if he doesn't quite hit the bottom of the 3, there's a chance he can make it in the side. The bank shot's on, you know. The bank shot goes past the 8.
You think he's eyeing that up now?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's the right shot or the wrong shot, but it goes. He can also swing the cue ball round, get it towards the 7. But where does the 4 ball go? So then you're relying on the cue ball. Yeah, he's just looked at the bank. It goes. These pockets are swallowing the balls up if you catch that right hand side rail. He knows if he makes the bank, the 5 passes the 8. There's a bit of value in it. There's definitely value. You may as well go down fighting. You play the safe and hit it wrong, you lose. Bank shot coming up for Chua. Oh, he's hit it so bad.
Oh, he's made an 8 ball instead.
But he's fluked the 8. But at least it's not a fluke where the 4 ball's gone over the pocket and he can't miss. At least for Capito's sake, Chua's still got to come with another big shot. He's now trying to use the 6 ball. Doesn't want this 4 to go in. Oh, now we've got fun and games, ladies and gentlemen. We have got fun and games. How do you hit the 4? Can he see the left side of the rail to spin it 2? I don't think he can. And can he get the cue ball jumping over the 9 quick to try and play a jump kick shot? This is difficult. The 6 now goes in both corners as well. He is in an absolute world of trouble.
He's got to be careful about hitting the 4 ball a bit too thick, because any sort of contact on the thick side of the 4 ball will send the cue ball into the center pocket.
Now, I don't know what he's like with the bridge. He could use the... Well, I'm saying he could use the bridge. I was thinking he could bridge over the 9 and go 3 to 4 rails, but Maybe he can see enough of the cue ball with the bridge, actually. Yeah, that's what he's looking at now. Going off the bottom rail, just before left centre, off the top, pocket the 4 in the side. Maybe that's his only option.
Swerving the cue ball, or he's missed it. Or has he broken up the... Oh, he's made a new cluster on the 6th ball.
Oh my word, have you ever seen anything like it? It was so hard to hit the 4 ball. He missed it. He would have thought he's lost the match, but that little glimmer of hope may just have kept him alive. Chua's at the table. He's got ball in hand. I think he's going to take a gamble. Yes, exactly where he's putting the cue ball there. He's just wondering where he wants it from position to the 4. Don't worry, he's not going to pot the 5 now. He knows. He's just wondering if he can get the cue ball there off the position. Can he break the 6 out?
Does it look like he's eyeing up the 5-9 combi this time?
You like the combination shot, don't you? You're going to have to get... If you want to make it as a pro, you're going to have to get it out of your head. Gabriel, stop chasing combos, kid. No, seriously, maybe he will play for the combo.
With the 6 and 7 tied up like that, he might.
I would not be playing for a combo. Yeah, this is the shot for me. He's guaranteed to get an angle off that shot.
Yeah.
And it's all about breaking these balls out. Now, there is a way to break these balls out to give yourself a higher percent of a shot. If he goes into the 6 full, he can play the 6 in the top left pocket. He can play it in the top left pocket. That is good enough. He's landed on it in the side. He's got to be delighted. What a final rack we have been treated to here.
So to all those pool fans out there who prefer the shootout, maybe after this match you'll want to think again.
What drama we have had here. Gabriel, this is your first time commentating, and what a treat you have been let to here.
What a brilliant game we've been watching.
There's the concession. What a final rack. What a match. It's Johann Chua who wins 11 racks to 10. He is the first player through to the semi-finals. Capito, you played your part in a fantastic match, but it's Chua who advances through to the semi-finals. Coming up at 2 p.m. Well, there's confirmation first, 11-10. Match of the tournament for me.